Yo, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Hope you guys having a good day, good night. So we're gonna be going over Odolita. So it's a brand new region. It's coming out this week for NAEU. So I figured I might as well make the video covering it and showcasing some of the stuff in it. Um, so Odolita comes with multiple different grind spots. I will go ahead and turn on the grind spots here now, so you can see. This is the region. As you can see, Odolita is southeast of Kama Sylvia and southwest of Drigan. This was originally supposed to be what was originally known as Kama Sylvia Part 3. It wasn't supposed to be its own region. Back in 2016, when NA was released, they actually teased some images that are essentially what is now known as Odolita, but they were teased under Kama Sylvia. When they also, when they also originally announced Kama Sylvia and the Tier 9 horses, they said Kama Sylvia was going to become in 3 parts, and each individual part was going to have its own horse, which is why we have 3 Tier 9 horses. But what happened was they delayed Kama Sylvia Part 3. Then they came out with the Doom horse as the 3rd horse. Then they came out with Drigan, and then they essentially stopped talking about Kama Sylvia Part 3 altogether, with no mention of what happened to it. And then they came out with Odolita, which is what was supposed to be Part 3. So that's a nice little backstory about it. It basically ends lore wise. It's the ending of the story with the elves, elves, I guess you can call them. And the Kama Sylvia's story. It ends with Odolita. So one of the biggest questions right now, just go ahead and get started. Everyone's asking, what castle do you have to hold to get drop rate buffs in Odolita? While currently no castle tooltip even mentions drop rate buffs for Odolita. So currently there are none. If you look at Kama Sylvia, I know it's in Korean, but basically I'll just tell you what the text says. It essentially just says Calpheon and Kama Sylvian area, Calpheon and Kama Sylvia region gets the 50% drop buff. In Media, it just says Media and Drigan regions. And in Valencia, it says Valencia region. There is nothing that mentions Odolita region. There's nothing that actually mentions the Odolita region. So yeah. They are technically Kama Sylvian mobs. So I mean, maybe tinfoil, it could be an extension of Kama Sylvia. But honestly, I don't think so, because it does have its own region. But yeah, so it doesn't look like there's any castle buff there's any castle that you can get to get the 50% drop rate buff in Odolita. Yeah, with Odolita, sorry, I can't speak right now. So with Odolita, we get 4 new grind spots. Now, although there are 4 new grind spots, in reality, there's really only 3, and I'll explain why in a second. We'll start off with the first grind spot, the 250 AP spot called Thorny Forest. Either way you call it, it's basically Thorn Forest. For those of you guys who know, Thorn Castle is the PvEVP area that we are supposed to get eventually, but still have not gotten it. That's actually all the way down here. You cannot actually enter this area yet. There is a bridge and there's like a invisible barrier to prevent us from going over. Hey guys, so before we get into the Odolita grind spots, I did want to mention that with Odolita release, you'll have an adventure journal for Caphras, and then on top of that, later on, you'll get an Alucine adventure journal, which gives you an extra Caphras. So the Caphras journal gives you about 300 Caphras total, and the Alucine journal gives you another 250 Caphras. I made a post of these on subreddit 4 months ago. I will link the post down below so you guys can check these out and see what all you need. Reminder, so the way that the Caphras journal worked is pretty much we first got chapters 2 and 3, and you had to have done the main quest for Kama Sylvia and Odolita before starting chapters 1 and 4. And then chapters 1 and 4 came a month after, which is like they gave us like a second part to Odolita questline, which unlocked chapters 1 and 4 for us. So again, if you guys want to maybe try to get ahead, spend the day before patch going through the main questline for Kama Sylvia, and then when Odolita comes out, you can do Odolita questline. You don't need too much gear for Odolita questline. Basically, if you can do Kama Sylvia questline, you can do Odolita questline. Don't worry. Some spots they have you kill a few mobs, but they have like super easy versions of the mobs. outside of like the main grind areas, so don't worry about that. Okay, so Thorn Forest. Thorn Forest has multiple different things, and I'm going to go ahead and go over them right now. The drop rates there, it's a 250 AP solo spot just to get it started. The drops there aren't a lot, but there are pretty solid types of drops there. So first off, the trash is 15,000 silver, similar as I believe Histria. Money wise, depending on your RNG, you can make a lot of money, you can make a decent money. I would honestly say I make more money than Histria. In regards to stars in, I think it really depends on your RNG and how you want to add up. So in terms of trash alone, I think I typically make more trash at Thorn Forest than I do at Stars In. I think right now I'm averaging 6k trash at Stars In with an Agris with a 100% loot scroll. Whereas here I'm averaging 7,000 trash. So a little bit more trash here. So there are a few things here that drops. First off, the accuracy accessory for the ring slot. Starts off at 3 AP and 8 accuracy, and it goes up by each enhanced level an extra 3 AP and 4 accuracy. I'll show you a screenshot of the marketplace. I'll probably put it over to the left or right side so you can see the values at the different enhanced levels, at least in Korea. Here are the armor and weapon stones that drop, and then also Kaffir stones and ancient spirit powder. So Kaffir stones and ancient spirit powder, I average 10 to 20. Normally, it's more along the lines of like 10 to 15. There are some times where I get lucky with 20. But normally around 15 total Kaffirs if you include the ancient spirit powder, 10 to 15. Now here is this rock, this purple little rock look thing. Rock look deep. So this here is actually what is used to create one of the new crystals that goes in your Dandelion or Dragon Slayer Awakening weapon. You guys don't know, with Odolita, you're able to actually turn an Awakening weapon into a blazing version, only if it's a Dandelion or a Dragon Slayer. No other Awakening weapon currently. It allows you to get 2 crystal slots and 3% crit damage as an item effect. The crystals that you're allowed to be put in there are 2 very specific Awakening weapon crystals, or any versatile crystal. So if you go to your marketplace, sort by crystals, and click on versatile slot, all of those crystals can be put in there as well. So the crystal that drops here in Thorn Forest is a 3 accuracy, 5 PvAP crystal. Yeah, so it's not something crazy, but some people may like it. Some people I know prefer to put Ooms in their Awakening weapon slot instead. I personally don't have a Dragon Slayer yet, so I don't have a Garmoth heart yet for any of my Dandelion or my Kudum, so nothing there. But I'm okay with that because I'm working on other things such as earring slots. I need to get some distortions. All right, so this last thing you guys all know is the Wraith Energy. Basically, I believe that you get these at a higher drop rate at Thorn Forest than any other spot. I normally average when I was normally grinding here on my Guardian, I was averaging about every 4 hours I would get one, which I would then turn into a Black Star armor, and then I would enhance it to try and sell it for about 3 bill, which normally netted me about 2 bill profit, give or take. So if you added that into your money and your average money per hour, after about for me, it was 70 something hours of grinding here, I got it in a good average of guaranteed every 4 to 5 hours, I would get it. So if you were to add that into your money per hour, it's actually a really good grind spot, assuming you're okay with enhancing for profit. Now these just got added. I haven't spent too much time grinding here with these ring. Now, the first 5 hours of grinding here with the ring, I got really lucky. In the first 2 hours, I got 3 rings. I enhanced them to duo. But I don't really know what the actual drop rate is because I haven't really grinded here much since then, or since they got released, because I've been in other spots. But yeah, so this spot, Thorn Forest, I would say is a pretty solid spot. I do want to say these mobs can CC you. They have a stun, stiffen, and a KD or bound. I don't remember if it's entirely a KD or a bound, but they do have both types of CCs, the KD bound and stun stiffen. So because of that, I would just say be careful if you're a class that doesn't have a lot of protection when you're doing your damage. Just kind of keep an eye on that, or keep that in mind at least when you're grinding here. Um, so I'm gonna go over some of the grind spots in this area before I move on. Tongta I'll go over next, but that I will actually have its own video. I'll go over the grind spots as well, but then I'll also have a video showcasing it. So my grind spot, I typically take up this entire area. I'm kind of a dick when it comes to grinding here, just because I want to get as many of these elites as I can. And so I normally take up this entire area, and then I just kill whoever's in my spot. But you can probably break it down. You don't clear all that fast. Or you're probably not clearing all that fast. So you can kind of go here, get these guys. These guys here, you can average, you can actually like range those guys over and bring them over here and just kind of kill them all in this little spot. Come over here, kill these mobs. Actually, it looks like somebody might be grinding here. So normally what I would do is I typically go all the way around, but you can probably cut this off and keep this its own section. From here, from this group, there's a pack of mobs in this area, and then there's another pack that spawns here, but it looks like it's dead right now. You would come here and you'd aggro those mobs to this pack because this pack has a tower. Then you come over here, you kill these mobs. You bring these pack over here and kill these. Come over here. You can actually bring those mobs all the way to this tower as well. And then you kill these mobs here. And honestly, you can probably just kill these mobs and just turn right around and just go back to this area and just literally just kind of do this little circle. I normally, after I kill these mobs, I actually go up here. I extend pretty far. But this is sometimes its own rotation. Just this little area here. You kill those mobs. You go around to that side, and you come just literally a circle around. And if you can kill the pack up here and here. And then pretty much you can either extend over here and then just turn around. That can be its own rotation. I typically just add those two rotations together to my own rotation. I don't know. I kind of am a dick. I like to take as much mobs as I can. But you don't really have to. This is another rotation here that I used to do at the start, but I kind of overclear this now. So you start here with these mobs. Go around. The only like downside is you kind of have this long length. You can probably change this up, but this is how I did it. I would kill these packs. I'd kill this pack with it. I'd come over here. I'd kill that pack. And then I would come over here and I'd kill these. And then after this pack, I would just cut right across and kill these packs. And then come up here and kill this pack. Kill this pack. And then I'd come up this way. And then I'd kill these. And I'd come up. Now, you could probably just make this little area into its own rotation, to be honest. But again, I turn my brain off when I grind, and I just kind of grind as much of the elites as I can here. And then you come back around, and that's kind of another rotation. There's also more rotations down here. I'll show you really quick before we jump to the next grind spot. These mobs do have a event that can spawn. Basically, you'll see like a dark rift. I'll probably show a clip to it right now. But long story short, you see a dark rift. You go to it, or you see like a dark cloudy rift looking thing. You go to it, and it spawns a bunch of mobs. Oh, hey, look. I don't think I have. Oh, I do have knowledge on that. Okay. Do I have knowledge on this? I do. Okay. So it'll spawn a bunch of mobs, and what happens is you'll kill them, and then it spawns an elite Dark Knight kind of boss, and you kill her. She guarantees Kaffir's. I believe she has higher drop rates for certain things, but I don't know for sure. I can't really tell you from experience if she does or not. So here's another rotation. You can probably, it looks like somebody might be grinding here. This is literally just a little circle again. You come around this way, come over here. As you can see, this guy's grinding the opposite circle of me, or the opposite of what I was saying. Basically, it's just kind of, you kill these packs and you kind of come around. It's pretty straightforward. And yeah, I don't know if there's more. I don't think there's more grinds. There's more rotations here. You can probably split up a lot of those rotations into smaller rotations because some people probably don't have the gear. I would say, in my opinion, I think I did a lot better on my Guardian here than I did with my Hashashin. My Guardian did have a little bit more AP, but I think the biggest thing is like it just has a lot more AoE, safer damage where I'm not getting CC'd as often, and it's got the pool, which is, I don't know. I think Guardian, which is Awakening Guardian just did better here than Mahashashin, but again, less AP as well. So that is Thorn Force, and so now we're gonna go and talk about Tongta. Tongta is the spot where everyone is going to want to grind. Well, everyone who has gear is gonna want to grind, at least at the start. Reason being is because in order to make Dead God, you need to grind there to get Flame of Despair. Now, what a Flame of Despair does is it actually allows you to make the Dead God. In order to get Dead God, you need a Flame of Despair, and you need either a Pin Black Star armor, Pin Kaphris level 10 tree armor, or Pin Kaphris level 10 Red Nose armor. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Blue, why do you have 3 Flames of Despairs and no Dead God armor? Well, unfortunately, in Korea, Kaphris stones are sold out, and their max price 3 million silver. Right now, 264,000 pre-orders up. I do have pre-order up, but it takes a long time to get them. So because of that, I don't have my Dead God yet. And then some of you guys might be wondering, why do I have 3 Flame of Despairs and why haven't I sold the extras? Basically, I'm saving them because we know that Dead God Helmet is coming, and the most because Dead God Helmet is coming, we know that there's probably guaranteed to be Dead God the rest of the armor. So I actually want 4 Flames of Despairs. That way I can be ready for when they do come out. But, you know, who knows when that happens, when that really happens, you know? So, yeah. Okay, so inside of this cave is where you get the dailies for Tongta. I've already gotten the dailies, but basically you get a couple here, and you'll also get some when you click on this node here. It'll take you to the node manager, which is down here. This is the node for Tongta, as far as I'm aware. When I grind, that's the node I use. That's where I grind Tongta. That's the node. There are a few different grind rotations you can do, and I'll show you those. I'll make a video covering Tongta itself, like a little more in depth, and showing a grind video as well. That'll probably come out actually tonight, or tomorrow, or Tuesday night. Just because, so today, Monday, is my birthday. So I really want to make this video, but I'll probably make the next video tomorrow because I do want to go out for my birthday. I don't really want to spend all day editing and making videos. Okay, so this is where you would get the other dailies. It looks like I've already gotten them. Yeah, I think I picked them up, but I just haven't started them. But yeah, so these are where the other dailies. So from here, so this is where I'm at on the mini map. Literally, when you right-click this node, this is where it takes you. From here, this is my favorite rotation. I just go right up here, right up this, and here's the rotation. I park my horse up here, and right here by these armadillo guys, you can actually put your tent. It's like right by this rock. There you go. You can put your tent, grab your buffs and all that, and this is the rotation. So I'm going to do a quick little guide of the rotation. I'm going to go more in depth on the next video. But basically, this spot is, I love this spot, but there is a very tedious thing about this spot. All these different mobs have different kind of mechanics when it comes to pulling the mobs and how they actually go. And it gets kind of tedious. A lot of players, after they get the Flame of Despair, don't like to grind here anymore. Let's go over really quick before we actually go over the rotation. Let's go ahead and just go over the actually everything that drops here. So first things first, the Turo Belt. The Turo Belt, I'll put it on the left side right here. Somewhere over here, I'll put the marketplace so you can see them different ones. But they go up by 7 AP. It's an accuracy belt. At Tet, I believe it's like 30 accuracy. Let me go ahead and check. I actually don't remember. But basically everybody and their mom ends up using this for the most part. Yeah, it's 15 AP and 30 accuracy. It goes up by 2 AP and 4 accuracy every enhanced level. All right. Honestly, it's a really nice belt. I pretty much, that's the next thing I'm getting after my Tet Distortion. I'm getting 1 Tet Distortion and then a Tet Turo belt. And then I'll probably end up going for, I'm kind of considering maybe going for Pin Black Star after that. I know, it's kind of like a fucking, it's a big thing to go for, but probably what I'm going to do. So, after the accuracy belt, and yes, that does say 342 mil at base because they're basically sold out. And After that, you have armor and weapon stones. Then you get Kafirs. In my opinion, this is one of the best spots to grind for Kafirs. When I grind here with my duo partner, so I'm 273 AP Succession Hashashin. My partner is a 289 Succession Meba. We average about 15 to, what was it? No, sorry. We average about 20 to 30 Kafirs per hour. That includes Ancient Spirit Powder turning into Kafirs. So these here, this blood and this heart, these are used to make different elixirs that are for Odolita. You also can make an Immortal Elixir. But the thing is, you can't sell these on the market, and you have to grind here for these. So if you're somebody who's planning on making elixirs for Odolita, if you're an alchemist, you're gonna have to make sure you have gear to grind here. Now this here, so this is the Flame of Despair. I've already covered it. This is the Baby Flame. I call this the Baby Flame. I think there's an actual technical term for it, but I don't know how it's going to be called in NA. So I just call it the Baby Flame. Basically, you need 100 of these. If you get 100 of these, you can actually convert it into a Flame of Despair. Now, so that kind of basically means even if your RNG is ass, within about 50 hours, probably less, you'll get a flame. You'll be able to make a Flame of Despair. In 50 hours, with my RNG in 50 hours, I got 2 Flame of Despairs as drops, and I made a third Flame of Despair from Baby Flames. Within those same 50 hours, my duo partner only actually got 1 Flame of Despair. That's the one that he made with Baby Flames. Now we average 2 to 3 Baby Flames an hour. When I first started grinding, it was about 1 Baby Flame an hour. I'll go over that in a little bit. Basically, what happens is this spot is very tedious with the pools. So this black and red mob here, pretty much if you attack him as you're pulling, he'll take longer to get to you. So it's really, so you kind of got to be careful with that. You basically want to go run up to the group and then go to where you're trying to pull them to. This mob here, the green one's actually pretty easy. Basically, it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. He's like the easiest one to pull. There's no real special thing about him. Sometimes he'll throw a rock, so you kind of have to be careful of that, and then it does hurt. This mob here, this guy is annoying as heck. So the way that he works is he has a melee, and he also will throw his spears. The thing is, if he starts throwing his spears, that's a range attack, and he won't move forward. The way that so if you need him to get more closer to you, what you have to do is, whoever he's aggroed on has to actually go up within melee range until he starts to make a melee attack. As he's making the melee attack, you need to move again, back to where you want him to pull. Obviously, if other mobs are aggroed onto that person, that's going to be a lot harder to go to him, so sometimes it might be worth just ignoring him. If that happens, but if you want to min-max, you really got to make sure you pull it right. I've noticed something that you can do is, as soon as you aggro him before he starts to attack, if you go far enough away, he won't be able to range attack you, and he has to go towards you. And then once all the mobs are walking towards you, pretty much when you attack them, that's typically where they're stopped at. So what happens, like for example, this specific pull here, right? Somebody would come and pull these 3 mobs, and another person would pull those 2 mobs over there. This mob, I typically kill with another pack. The way that I would do this is normally, if I'm pulling those mobs, I would pull them, grab their attention, and then run right over there. Just right over here in this area. That way, these mobs are too far out of range to start doing any range attacks, so they have to start walking towards me. And once they get around right here, once they get around right there, I'll actually go take a step forward and attack them, because the thing is, if you go too far, the green one will reset. So the moment they get close, like right there, you have to go and attack and stay in that area now. So whoever aggroes these guys have to actually go a little bit further to the left, normally right around there, and then pretty much as they get like in the middle here, you have to kind of take a step forward and start attacking. That's kind of why a lot of Koreans don't grind here too much, even though it's really good Kafirs. A lot of Koreans don't grind here because it's very, very tedious, and it's like, in terms of like, people that want to chill, they can just, gather for their Kafirs or whatever. I guess like I'll just kind of just do a brief overview. So this is kind of the rotation I do. It kind of goes around here, goes up here, um, grabs these guys, and then you kind of grab those guys over there, and you kind of fight over here. After this, you kind of go down here, you grab those guys, and you grab those guys, and you kind of come right here by this root. You come up here, grab those guys, you grab those guys, and you kind of come right over here, where my ping is. Sorry, I didn't want to go too far. We kind of sometimes we'll ignore those guys. We'll save those at the end whenever we're done. We'll get them because then we'll actually cut this way. You grab that guy and you kind of come over here and you fight here. Sometimes you grab the guy on the other side of this. Oh, I'm gonna die. So these spots actually hurt a lot, and that's basically the rotation here. Now, if you remember, I mentioned that there is a mob. There's like an elite boss that spawns. What happens is when you're grinding here, it'll actually tell you, hey, if you keep grinding, you're going to aggro the boss. I forgot his actual name. And what happens in this specific rotation, the boss always spawns right here. You'll see a yellow light like a pink. You'll get the notification that he's spawning. And then you'll see the yellow ping here. And there's going to be two giant guys that you have to kill. If you kill them in time, the boss will spawn. So that's the thing. You have to kill them in time. If you don't kill them in time, the boss won't spawn. So if you're grinding on the other, if you're on the other side of the rotation, right, like over there, like if let's say you're all the way over here, and it gives you the notification that they're spawning, kill that pack and go straight to this pack. Don't try to wait for the next till you get it back around. Just go straight to it. Trust me, it'll be okay. You don't kill these really fast. So this is one of the rotations. I believe there's another rotation up here. Yeah. So now we're going to go over the Olun Valley. Olun Valley is a 300 AP, 3-man grind spot. Okay. Olun Valley is a spot that a lot of players... There are a lot of players that do grind there, but then there are a lot of players that are too afraid to grind there. Mostly because they don't want to lose their crystals. There are some mobs that can one-shot. I mean, even mobs in Tongtok can kind of one-shot me from time to time if I'm not paying attention. So some people don't want to lose crystals, so they don't go here. Basically, there's no special accessory drop here. Pretty much just Aphris, Blackstones, armor, and weapon zones. I haven't grinded here a lot, so I can't really tell you an average Aphris. I would assume, hopefully, it's probably either 10 to 20 or 20 to 30. Probably in around 10 to 20, maybe. But again, I don't know for sure because I don't grind there myself. This here is the other crystal you can make for your awakening weapon. It's 3 accuracy and 5 PV. It's 5 human damage. These crystals used to sell for a lot, 330 mil max price, but they've kind of dropped in price, as you can see. They've dropped in price because more people are starting to grind there. Once the DP tiers got changed, you start to see more people grinding there. Also, that's Thorn Castle right there. You can't get there because that bridge is blocked off. There's actually an empty spot in the bridge. Anyways, so yeah, that's Olun Valley. You basically kill 3 golems at a time kind of thing. And this Bramble Tomb, this place is Bramble Tomb. Bramble Tomb is a 310 AP solo grind spot. Harder than Ash Forest. Literally nobody, I don't know a single person that actually grinds there. And again, Bramble Tomb does not actually have any good drops. It has the PvE AP Awakening Weapon Crystal, which, I mean, if you really wanted that, you can grind at Thorn Forest. It's a lot easier. It probably has some good money in terms of, everything else. But I don't know anyone who grinds there. I have a theory that it might be okay to do in a 5-man party. Although it's a solo spot, if you remember all the past times, when NA was first released, we grinded Calpheon Shrine as a 5-man party, even though it was technically a solo spot because we couldn't kill it, the mobs. Then Media came out, we grinded Sausins in a 5-man party, even though it was a solo spot. And then Pirates came out, and we grinded that in a party, even though it was a solo spot. Yes, a few of us did solo, but a lot of people, it became popular as a party spot because no one could, because it wasn't really that great to try to solo. until we got more gear. So I kind of have a theory that maybe this might be a decent spot because the trash, I believe, is a lot of money. It's like something 100,000. Um, so I think it might be a good spot in like a 3-man party or even a 5-man party. But I don't know for sure because I don't know anyone willing to try it. So maybe you guys in NA could try it out. And that's Odolita grind spots. Now we're gonna go on and talk about some of the other things that Odolita brings. Okay, so Odolita actually brings a good amount of different types of food and elixirs. I'm not gonna go too much into all the elixirs because basically you guys should be getting. They should list all those elixirs when on Tuesday, but which is like in a day during your patch notes. But basically, one of the pretty cool things, it's got a new perfume. Pretty much Odolita food and elixirs are very, how do I put it, very defensive based food and elixirs. So for example, the perfume that it comes with is a 15 evasion, 200 HP, and 10% special attack evasion. Yeah, that's right. 10% special attack evasion. So that's pretty nice. So now you can have 10, 20, 30, 40 special attack evasion, technically. That's not including anything else. That's just, your Garmoth on your offhand, the 10% special attack evasion crystals in your tree or in your armor piece, and then the elixir, or in the perfume. Now they also have a new DP elixir as well. I think I might actually have one somewhere. There we go. So this DP elixir, my mouse can't stop. Okay, there we go. This DP elixir that it brings is it's like a draft. It takes place in the draft, so if you have like other drafts, that's basically the same thing. You get 15 DR, you get 10 evasion, 12% damage reduction from monsters, 300 HP, 5% resistance, but you also lose 15 damage. So it's just all damage minus 15. So while you get all these defensive stuff, it also lowers your damage. I guess obviously if you're a DP player, this is great. Because you're not doing any damage anyways. If you're an AP player, you might think twice using these. Sometimes I'll use them, like in Tier 1 Node Wars. If I'm already above the cap, I'll use these. That's pretty nice for the extra stuff. But nowadays with the new Tier 1 changes, it's not as useful. I guess resistance is still nice. Then they have like little elixirs that lead up to it. The other elixirs are basically just parts of this draft. Obviously, like just different parts, like the DR, the evasion, the minus damage from monsters, but it also lowers your damage. And yeah, then you have food. I actually have a food sheet that I'll show you right here. I'll link it down below in the description so you can see it. Actually, I can probably pull it up if I can find it. I have to open up my Discord because I had to look for it, so I don't remember exactly where it's at on my Discord. But Odolita comes with a nice little meal. The Odolita meal kind of comes with pretty much 5 damage reduction, 5% special attack evasion, again another 5% special attack evasion, and then also minus 5% damage taken from monsters. That's really nice if you are somebody who likes to grind and want to try places that are a little harder, where you don't have as much DP. A lot of these elixirs and food buffs from Odolita will help you with that. Pretty much these are the different foods you can make: the stir-fried fern meat, Delosia tart pudding, stir-fried bird meat, Delosia juice, #OJ, chicken salad. Actually, so these pictures I sent to another person, and that's why you see the #yum and stuff. Ignore those. Franker Z sandwich. Yes, that looks like a hot dog. Delosia milk tea master box. It's not actually called Franker Z sandwich, by the way. I just called it that because it's I don't know. An Odolita special. I'll post all these. I'll literally post this screenshot picture down below for those of you guys who want to check this out, and you can see the stuff you can get. So this special fern is a gathering thing. I think it's Odolita. It comes with Odolita. Also Delosia, I believe, comes with Odolita. I'm not sure. I think you guys might actually have Delosia now. Maybe not. Because don't you need Delosia? No, you don't need Delosia. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it should just come with Odolita. So there is one spot in Odolita that has Delosha is all around Odolita. You can also get Delosha seeds. There is no seed vendor as far as I'm aware, but this node right, I want to say, it might be this node. It's either this node or this node. There's like in a circle. There's like a little rotation you can grind Delosha for, but it's not very far. I think there's probably more spots randomly in Odolita, and you can kind of create like a little rotation for you to grind. But yeah, it's not all that great. So the other thing that comes with Odolita is Immortal Elixirs. So what Immortal Elixirs do is allows you to say, let's say you have a Frenzy draft or a Giants draft, it allows you to turn it into an Immortal version, which means you don't pretty much you don't lose the elixir on death. So it literally just it acts as if like a food buff where you just have it even if you die. And in order to make the Immortal Elixirs though, you need to make this oil, this juice oil thing, which needs the heart, which gets from Tungta, grinding Tungta. It needs different oils. But you also need this burnt I don't know exactly what it's called. I think it's a burnt remnant. How would you say this in English? Maybe burnt spirit remnant. It's a rare drop from gathering from Delosha, I believe. You have to hand gather Delosha. I've tried farming for 2 weeks Delosha, and I didn't get it. So actually, I don't even. Yeah, my guess you have to like, from what I'm aware of, you have to hand gather Delosha, and it's really rare. One person towards the beginning of when Odolita first dropped grinded for, I think he said like he got one in about, what did I say? I think he said like 9 to 10 hours worth of gathering nonstop Delosha, swapping channels every time he ran out of Delosha, and it took him 9 to 10 hours to get one. I don't know if they've increased the drop rate. I hope they did because that was really bad. And that was really with I think like 1150 or 1200 mastery. So it wasn't like he had bad mastery. But again, that was at the beginning of the beginning of Odolita, so I don't know if things have changed. Again, I've tried farming, I didn't get any. And yeah, that's basically Odolita, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. And oh, nodes. I know a lot of people have been asking about nodes, so I'll just go ahead and show you. You do get one so you do get one node that has the Massive Pure Magic. It's an excavation node, so obviously it's take a while. You get a couple of nodes that have the tree, the new Odolita wood. No, there's no trade box. You use that to make furniture. And you use the sap to make some elixirs. And then there's some mining nodes. I believe it's just copper. I believe they're both copper. Copper or bronze? What is it called? Is it? I believe they're. Wait, is this bronze or copper? I don't even remember. Let me look on them. Let me just look. Let me read it. I can't click on the node. Oh, it's not showing me. Do I actually have to like click like invest to see the? Okay, no, I'm sorry. It's not. Oh, so I was wrong. I thought it was copper, but it's not. It's actually nickel. You have nickel ore from these. I believe they're both nickel. Yeah, they're both nickel. I should actually maybe see how much that costs. Maybe how much that costs in the market. Maybe I'll invest into it later. And then you have grapes and grapes and potatoes. Yes, who doesn't like grapes and potatoes? And you also have another tree node here. This is a chicken node. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how well it is. I guess I mean anything is good for people who need the chicken because there are only like one or two other nodes. This is dried fish node, and yeah, those are the Odolita nodes. Oh sorry, I didn't show you this one. This is an excavation node for traces, the blue trace. I forgot the name of it. In Korea, I mean, I get I have a lot of trace nodes because I just sell the traces. Just extra passive money. It's not a lot, but I have a lot of workers that I don't know what to do with. So yeah. Okay. So now I believe that's all of Odolita for you guys. So hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Oh, actually, yeah, I showed you. Never mind. Bye.